to another edition of Shoot or Shoot, where every shot you don't take, you miss. So shoot that thing. Today, we want to talk about the sad state or the sad happenings of the Warriors, Golden State Warriors. They were eliminated in the playing game by the Kings, and everyone's talking about it's their demise. They should break up. Um, it's the end of an era, which I'm not going to too much disagree with. Um, but you had Steph 09, Clay 2011, Draymond 2012. That group stayed together basically. We witnessed that group stay together and the greatness of that group, and their ascend from 2012 to now, with their last championship they won in 2022. So, if you want to say it was a 10-year run, that's fine. But we'll give them the other 2 years. So it's a 12-year run. We had to watch. We watched the Warriors, whether you liked them or not, whether you call Steph soft or he's bad for the game or he's great for the game. You watched it and you enjoyed it. You might not admit it, but you enjoyed it. They passed the Spurs. The Spurs were the I guess the staple of the big threes. Ginobili, Parker and Duncan. They passed them in playoff wins, tied them in championships, having 4, 15, 17, 18, and 22. Is there 4 championships? Arguably, the second best dynasty other than the Bulls. I mean, you can't discredit the Bulls. The Bulls dynasty kind of like was anchored by 2 players, Jordan and Pippen. And along the way, they brought in other pieces to bring in. With one of probably the main pieces they brought in was Rodman towards the last three-peat, which, I was a little salty about that being a Detroit Pistons fan. Hey, it is what it is. And, people want to say, well, what about Bill Russell and those Celtics? I'm not crediting any team that played in the league with 12 teams and no salary cap, where you can just bring everybody in on the team and pay them, and you just was like that. I'm not crediting that. People always want to use Bill Russell in the GOAT talk because it helps their point, and you know what point I'm talking about, but still. But as far as that, then people want to say, well, what should they do with Clay? What should they do with Steph and Draymond? First off, Steph is not leaving. I'm pretty certain of that. Draymond had his troubles, and who knows what the offseason will bring. And Clay. I know as a player, and I've never been in the NBA, of course, but you built your life there. You built your dad played with the LA Lakers. You built your life there for 13 years. He doesn't have a family or anything. I think he has a couple of dogs, but his life is there. And seeing him in a different uniform, any one of those guys in a different uniform will be very, very hard to see. But I don't write the checks, and I know the Golden State Warriors has a very, very high, probably the highest luxury tax in the league. So I know that decision is going to come, whether you want to admit or not. It's a sad time for the NBA, and they did it because they didn't run when it got hard, when injuries came. They didn't run from team to team. They built. They figured we're going to lose together and we're going to win together. All players aren't like that. All players didn't win that way. I'm not mentioning any names. So you have to, whether you like it or not, you got to give them the credit. And I address another thing. Golden State lost to Sacramento Kings. people will hit me up talking about LeBron. Um, I think LeBron, they have their hands full with Denver. Don't come to me talking about LeBron when the Golden State lost to the Kings. Talk about Harrison Barnes. Talk about Mike Brown. So, but that is what it is. It's going to happen. That's basketball. That's fan talk. That's GOAT talk. That's back and forth banter among friends and fans alike. So, as the playoffs come, like I say, the Lakers will have their hands full with Denver. And last year, I believe they got swept. I'm gonna give the Lakers a game this year. They might squeak out two. They're a different look when AD's healthy, when AD is going on all cylinders, along with Braun and the others, as Shaq called them. They're a pretty decent team. I mean, that's no hate, no bias or anything. I know people want to call me a hater all the time because I speak facts and I'm realistic. I'm not such a fanboy. But the Lakers should fare better this year than they did last year. I don't see them winning, but if they squeak out two games, I wouldn't be surprised. I appreciate you guys joining me again. It was a little short segment. I had to address the Warriors. That's Steph is my guy. And it was a very, very enjoyable time seeing them play over this 14-year span, watching them grow together and be a cohesive unit where the NBA has actually adopted their style of play. The NBA has caught up to that style of play. So you see a lot of teams now, they're firing the three. They're shooting 33s a game. They're shooting, they don't mind if two players shoot 12 apiece. That is some of the remnants of the way the Warriors have played. And we're not going to discredit Mark Jackson either for getting those guys together. He was responsible for Clay and Draymond. Steph was there before he got there, but he was responsible for Clay and Draymond. Saw the vision, and Steve Kerr came over and took over the vision. So I'm going to enjoy this playoffs like I do every year, and let's see how it goes. And like I say, guys, you can like, subscribe, share, whatever you like to do. It'll be much appreciated. Until next time, see you later.